Now, you probably know me from doing me video series where I'm doing a cross stitch of a Jack Russell Terrier. But I have extremely strange dreams, right? And I mean really strange dreams. So I thought, since I haven't got a clue what they mean, if they mean anything at all, I thought I might do a little series on my dreams as and when they happen. Now, last night, I keep having these dreams when I'm still at school, and that I've got the wrong uniform on, or I can't find my clothes, or I can't find my shoes, and things like that. That's the kind of dream that I have. I mean, crikey me, I've been left school since I was 18 and I'm 61. So that's 43 years I haven't been at school. And all of a sudden, I'm having these dreams about school. Now, last night, I dreamt that I decided that I would go to the village where Paul used to live, and I normally would drive there. Heaven only knows why I was going to go there, but I decided that I would run. Now it's 10 miles away. And if you're watching this and you actually know me, you will know I don't run. So I was running up the A189, keeping going, and I was behind these ladies. And I was just keeping up with them, running on the right hand side of the road against the traffic. Great stuff. Da, 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 da. And the road was closed. It was closed, full stop. Pedestrians, they were digging it up, they wouldn't let us through. So we had to make a detour. So we went up the slip road, we went up the right hand side slip road on account of the fact that we were running on the right hand side of the dual carriageway. Went up the slip road, and we could see very clearly where the road was closed. So we turned right towards a village called Camas, and then I turned straight left because there was a lane, and I thought, well, if I run parallel to this road, I might be able to get past where the roadworks are and get back onto it again. So I'm running. By this point, I had accumulated another few runners. I don't know who they were or where they came from, but they were running with me. And I got to a scrapyard, and I met the man and his wife who owned the scrapyard, and they had this huge hangar full of wooden lorries, all piled on top of each other. They were all lorries that they had used. They were sign written with their business, but they were made out of wood, and they were all piled up. You know, like you see in a scrapyard, like all old vehicles piled on top of each other. Well, it was like, but they were wood, and all the sign writing was fading and everything like that. So whoever I was with said, "Look, mate," there was a couple of men and a couple of women. I don't know who they were. They said, "Can we go through your land to try and get to this next village?" Certainly, no problem. If you go through that door over there, just follow the road. So we got through the door, and it was water, and it was full of these round, like logs, but they were logs. So it was full of these huge lumps of poo, basically, but they were like the size of trees. So we kind of thought, what do we do here? And the man who owned the land said, "It's all right, they're as hard as rock, just run over them." So we did. And he said, "Anytime you want to come this way again, don't worry about it, just feel free. I know who you are, it's absolutely fine." So we're running along. Then we caught up at the next place with the Slimming Club, the local Slimming Club. And they were trying to get to the same place as we were. So there was all these barns, and there was no way out other than to go through a barn. So I opened the first barn door, went in, and I was in a pub. And I was very, very obviously in the 1970s. I'm like, what? So I went out the back of the pub, and I was on the south coast, but like on the east of the south coast, right? So I came back into the pub, I thought, and I said to the other people, this is not the right door. I says, this is the 70s, and we're at the south coast. Bearing in mind, I live on the northeast coast. So we went out of that barn into the next one, and it was a gents' toilet. It was, again, full of poo. But there was a tiny little door behind the toilet, and I opened this door and squeezed past the toilet, and it was a beach again, and it was all green, like algae, and the tide was in, and I didn't know where I was, but I knew I wasn't anywhere near where I wanted to be. I thought, well, this isn't right. And they all followed me out, and it felt really spooky. So we all went back in past the poo. So this went on and on and on and on through all of these different doors with the Slimming Club were trying to beat us. And then we went to the Midlands, we went to Blackpool, we went to Liverpool. But then in the end, we were actually trying to get to Plymouth. But we weren't trying to get to Plymouth. We were trying to get to this village, Newbiggin, actually, on the northeast coast. So we got to Plymouth eventually. We had to go, again, it was a pub, and we had to go into the cellars. And we went through this door and then through another door and through another door, and there was lots of options. And we ended up in Plymouth. And again, we were at a pub. And I met somebody that I knew. But I know he's an old man now, a very old man, much older than me. And in this pub, he was younger than me. So we were in about 1980. And I says, hey, we're in the right pub, but we're not in the right era. So we went back, and where we had a fork, we took the other fork, went round and round and round. And after about 3 or 4 unsuccessful attempts, we ended up in Plymouth and in the right place. But we weren't in Newbiggin. But it was just strange. I was in this place, it wasn't even a pub, right? And my first husband and his new wife were there. And the bridesmaids that I had at my first wedding were there. And I'm like, what on earth is going on here? And I had to go through this tiny, tiny little hole, like to get into the next room. And it was like a banana slide, kind of Wet and Wild at a water park. Only there was no water. So I got pushed through this hole, and my clothes got stuck and my jacket got ripped. And anyway, but I was finally in the place that I wanted to be, which wasn't in Newbiggin, it was in Plymouth. And then I woke up because it was so stupid. But I don't know why I dreamt that. I mean, firstly, I don't run. I would have taken the car. Secondly, I don't know why I didn't turn back when the road was closed. Because if I'd ran all the way to the village to go back, it would have been an extra 10 mile. And then, like I say, I bumped into the Slimming Club. Is this somebody trying to tell me that I need to go to a Slimming Club? Is it somebody trying to tell me that I was happier in the past? Because wasn't. I mean, I was happy in the past, but as an adult, this is probably the happiest time of my life that I've ever experienced. So, if you have any ideas at all why I'm having these dreams, please let me know, because I don't know what dreams mean. And the next time I have an unusual one, I'll let you know again. Thanks for watching.